I've been promising you this now, and the time's come for our Paloma Faith, the rest of our interview, because this summer we'll see live music back with a vengeance, and Haydock Park will be playing host to the Pop Queen in July. Paloma Faith is bringing her Infinite Things tour to Merseyside. She's really excited about it as well, I can tell you. She's going to be performing some brand new tracks from her album, as well as some Paloma classics as well. And she's been telling me how it feels to be back on tour.
I'm really excited to go back on tour. It's the reason why I do this job. I mean, I was struggling a bit during lockdown because, we were all trapped indoors for ages, and now it's been really exhilarating to kind of get out into the world and see the humans that exist outside of my own house again.
Yeah, well, you mentioned there, but, obviously we were trapped in lockdown, the last couple of years. Has that given you a bit of time to reassess then? Would you say it's a different Paloma that we'll be seeing on stage now?
I think that I'm definitely, dead set on really living life to the full. And I think that I always have been quite like that, but even more so than ever. I find it very, very important now to live like every moment is vital. Last year, they kind of were looking at the shows and saying that it was the best they'd ever seen me live, and that there was this real kind of wild abandon thing going on, and that it was exhilarating to be part of. And I'm hoping that carries through to the summer.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head about lockdown. I mean, we've all readdressed ourselves, haven't we? We've all looked within ourselves and thought, right, our lives are really, really important now, and what we do next in that moment is super, super important.
Yeah.
You wrote your album, and it was completed before lockdown, but you've completely rewrote it, during that strange time. So what changed for you?
I just felt like there was more that I needed to say, because it was the first time in my life that I've not, obviously, like loads of people, not been able to kind of go out into the world, and I'm quite a social being.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a time of introspection and inflection, and I felt like also, because by default I had to learn to record and engineer my own vocals, I was there's a real intimacy to it that I'd not ever experienced before, and I really enjoyed that process in that time. It was a bit of a saving grace to me, I guess.
Again, as well, for Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day. You talk very openly.
Thank you.
Pleasure. You've talked very openly about being a mum and having a family, and the changes that will bring. So when you go back out on tour now, will it be difficult for you being on the road again now?
Well, I try and take my kids with me. So during the summer they'll be on summer holiday, the big one.
Yeah.
So she can come, and then the baby just comes with me anyway. So it's kind of always the same in that sense. I try and keep them close to me.
Yeah.
They love it.
I bet
they do. The 5-year-old just can't. The 5-year-old just loves it. She tells people at school we live on a bus.
Brilliant. It must be great for them though, mustn't it? It's like a holiday. Absolutely brilliant. Love that. Now, obviously, you've been busy recently. Your documentary, As I Am, received some great feedback late last year. What were you hoping to show people with that, Paloma, with the documentary?
Well, really, that's a question for the director. She asked me, when she approached me to do it, she was like, I want to make a documentary about, the pull between being a mother and having a really demanding career.
Yeah.
And I think that, she had the woman who made the documentary, Jane Mingay, she was a documentary photographer for the news. So she had quite a kind of dynamic, exhilarating and sometimes harrowing job before, and then she had children, and then there was this being torn between your kids and what you do for your profession.
Mm.
And so it was kind of a documentary, even though it was focused on me, but it was the bigger picture was about just women in general, about kind of like a post-feminist idea of how we fought for equal rights, but actually it's not that equal still.
Yeah.
This is a question that comes up a lot because society does expect the mother role to be, you know, permanently maternal, permanently taken care of. So actually the reality is working mothers are not the same as working fathers. Working mothers are both roles. I think working fathers go to work and think that that's enough.
Well, for the record, Paloma, I'm a working dad, and I don't think it's enough.
Yeah,
but
when you walk in the door, do they expect you to like give them full attention, and your wife or the mother of your kids, does she get a break then?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen. On Mother's Day, even though my wife isn't my mother, I pinned her down in the garden and said, "You're not moving all day." I cooked for her. We had a barbecue. I did the washing up. I try and give her as much attention as I possibly can, and that's 24/7 all the time. So I agree with you. You know,
not just on Mother's Day?
No, not just on Mother's Day. No, 365. I've been married 26 years, Paloma. Do you know what I mean? You know.
Brilliant. Well, that's probably one of the reasons why it's lasted so long then.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think all men out there, all men out there should respect women. Absolutely, totally, 100%. I mean, that's another program. We can go down that route there. You know, totally.
Yeah, we could do a whole chat about that.
We could do a whole chat about that. Let's talk about some telly, because I loved you in the TV stuff. You've been filming Pennyworth and a prequel to Dangerous Liaison. I mean, it's a bit of a change to writing and singing. Do you like them all the same, or do you prefer one or the other?
I really like both. I think it's really interesting for me because the acting is really amazing, because I only have to focus on the creative, because it's like usually there's lots of other people dealing with everything, and all I've got to do is go in and be this character and make that interesting. Whereas with music, there's so many other factors. You're basically like a businesswoman as well with music.
Yeah.
And there's lots of things like the visual and like how I'm going to dress and all those lighting things that I'm like very much involved in and I'm overseeing. And I think with the acting, it's sort of a bit of a relief to kind of like only have to do one role, and it's sort of like a break in a way.
Yeah.
So I do enjoy it. It's kind of like a working holiday.
It's like an escape from reality, really, isn't it? You know, you're playing a different person. You know, you can pretend to be somebody else. No, I totally get that. Well, getting back to the singing, then you come into Haydock Park on the 1st of July. So tell us what we can look forward to there. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm really excited, and I think for me, like what's become apparent and what I missed so much in lockdown was like, you know, we've all been able to listen to the CD over and over again of whatever our favourite, this is old-fashioned when I said CD, listen on streaming services, sorry modern people, I sound like my mother, but like we've all been able to listen to the music, but we haven't been able to like see the brilliance of like the fallibility of human beings on stage, and for me that's why I love playing live. So love the musicianship. I think the band that I play with are all incredible.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, for me, it's all about the unpredictability of it and how I find that really rewarding. So it's sort of to expect the unexpected, and anything could happen. We never know.
I love that. Expect the unexpected. Anything could happen. Get your tickets right now. Absolutely. I'm there. You've sold it to me already. And after the summer tours... Right. Paloma, can you look further ahead then? What can we expect further down the line?
Well, I've been writing a new album. I've just started.
Yeah.
And, you know, a bit more acting. Got Dangerous Liaisons, as you said, coming out, as well as Pennyworth.
Yeah.
Just plodding along with life. You know, I've got my Paloma Home stuff. I do prams with Casate. Like, I've got all these other bits and bobs that I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't call it plodding along, girl. You're doing absolutely brilliant. I love it. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
No, and listen, just before I go, can I just say that I think you've got the most beautiful voice.
Oh.
I really do.
Very kind.
No, I really do. I love singing. I love vocalists. But I love a cappella. And when I hear you singing a cappella, it just takes me somewhere else. It really does. So I just wanted to just say that from a personal point of view. I really love your voice. So I just wanted to end on that, really.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you.
She has got a beautiful voice though, hasn't she, Paloma? Absolutely lovely. Really, really lovely voice. Great actress as well, actually, to do that. Paloma Faith will be at Haydock Park on the 1st of July, and for all the info and tickets, all you need to do is go to www.thejockeyclub.co.uk/Haydock for more information. And if you want more information about what's on the roads, I've got just the lady.